Uh, well, it is the mornings. I I wish I would have a more time or not. Some things. Uh, just for what a moment. And here I would see. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michael Asideri Santa, and welcome to you to my channel, Sheikh Afghan Jelebi Michael Asideri Santa. Accordance with titles, yes, today we are roasting our NabySinhaTalks repeatedly, and today is point is toxic feminism. But now here, today we are talking about our gender chromosome research. Okay, now research gender. Here we can see the accounts with Nabi Sinha, women and women researching on gender chromosome, X chromosome, Y chromosome, etc. And something like that. Robert Hunt Morgan's stole her credit and get the Nobel Prize. It is Nabi Sinha's points. Well, I hope you don't believe me. Don't believe me? Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now here you can see the points. Here Nabi Sinha say that our Nettie Maria Steven was a scientist to research about X chromosome and Y chromosome. And somehow Robert Hunt Morgan took the Nobel Prize and stealing the credit of Nettie Maria Stephens. Okay. Now here we would go to see who was Nettie Maria Stephens, and well, okay. Now here we can see. Well, Bibi, could you tell me about Nettie Maria Stephens and Thomas Hunt Morgans about research on gender chromosome on Nobel Prize, please? Now, and Habibi says me that who was Nettie Maria Stephens? Nettie Maria Stephens was born in 1861 and she dies as 1912, was American biologist and geneticist who discovered the role of chromosome in determining biological gender. Okay. Her key discoveries is that she was studying the uh, that where we can see XY is male and double X is female. Okay. Well, but now here you could see that I would not talk about that more of points. Now let's believe that women was a scientist to research on X chromosome and Y chromosome. But now, but now here I would show you that how believing women as scientists to research X chromosome, Y chromosome is a toxic feminism. And now today's topic is the gender change. Okay, well, now let's see. Here, first of all, we have taken the demonstrated stories. Here, demonstrated story is a McLaren automobile engineer, and as a demonstrations, we to receive Henry Cables as an auto McLaren automobile engineer. Okay. Now here in the stories, McLaren has changed their genders. Well, actually, in real life, Henry Cable did not change their gender, but gender changing is just a demonstrated story to prove that how women's research on gender chromosome is very dangerous. Okay. Now here we can see before gender changing, we know he was Henry Cables. Now here we can see after gender changing, Henry Cables got a new name, and the name is Hania Kulsum. Okay. Well, now we are talking about that how gender changing can affect the automobile business of a British company, McLaren's. Okay. Well, now here we can say, uh, now here I would go to history. Here as an history, here is that auto. Okay, it is here we can say that our distance.com Jindabad. Okay. Well, now here we can see but the bad gateway. Now here distance is between London, England to Tel Aviv, Israel. Okay. Now here the middle point is Shanghai, China, Bangkok, Thailand, Surat, Gujarat, India is the middle points, and the end point is between London, England, and Tel Aviv, Israel. Okay. Now here we have calculated the driving route is 26,331 kilometers. As the round figure we can see, okay. As the it is we can see the points. As a round figures, we can say distance is 27,000 kilometers. Now now we are talking about that before gender change, McLaren automobile engineer Henry Cables okay, now here I would like to say the points. Israel. Okay, this is good. Well, before gender change, McLaren automobile Henry Cables travel to Israel is departure London, England, United Kingdom, and arrival Tel Aviv, Israel. Now here the driving distance is, we know the round figure is 27,000 kilometers. Driving time is 1 second. Well, half of weight of McLaren car is 1000 kilograms. Well, now we know the kinetic power is 729 billion megawatts. Here fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 degrees Celsius. Here weight of fuel of artificial solar arc reactor is 7.26 picograms. But now that how after gender change, how handicappers behaves. Okay, now here we can see after here is Ra L. Okay, now after gender change, departure is same. London, England, United Kingdom. Well, okay. Uh, Now, what is arrivals? Arrival is Tel Aviv uh, is Israel. Tel Aviv, Israel. Now here driving distance is 27,000 kilometers, right? But now here twist is that here velocity is 70 kilometer per hour. Driving timing is 386 hours. That means well 1,389,600 seconds. Half of weight of McLaren car is 1000 kilograms. Now here kinetic power is 378 kilowatt. For fuel is petrol and cost of petrol is 1 United States dollars per 1 liter. Total cost of petrol is 6.89 trillion United States dollars. Okay, and it is before gender change, handicap's personality, and it is after gender change, handicap's personality. Okay, now here I would explain that how. Okay, here I would explain how after gender change, handicap's personality has been changed. That he could not show their automobile engineering abilities. I would explain that. Okay. Well, now here the points I would show the that is the significant points. Well, I forgot you to say Merry Christmas. Well, now here the point is that here Nettie Maria uh, accordance with Nettie Maria Stevens research about gender chromosomes. Well, we know everything what is that when a man's gender can be changed. Their intellectual personality and their wisdom personality has been changed. Well, now we know that a man can be logical and a man can be emotionally intelligent. Now, if we can say uh, if we have a problem and we go to man to solve our problems, 99% chances that she the man can solve our problem because he is the man and he is the intelligence, emotional intelligence, and he is the logical intelligence. On the other hand, in the same problem, we would go to women to solve our problems. The women cannot solve our problems. 99% chances that the women cannot solve our problems because um, the women has neither intelligence to solve our problems nor any wisdom that how our problems works and how the can our problem will solve it. And here you can see here we would was talking about our gender changing the problems. Now, when a man can change their genders, that means after genders, uh, their emotional intelligence score and logical intelligence score can be down. And in the demonstrative stories, here we have been mentioned that how women's after gender changings, log- logical intelligence score can be downgraded. Okay, now I can explain it. The points. Well, now here we can see. Well, now here I can go to say repeatedly at net Nettie Maria Stay Stevens. Okay. Now here I would go to the see about Nettie Maria Stevens. Now here we can see all those Nettie Maria Stevens, and we know that what is the Wikipedia's. Well, and here you can see Nettie Maria Stevens, born in July 7, 1861, and she dies, well, May 4, 1912. Okay, now let's see the here research the points, uh, and now we can see some there Nettie Maria Stevens gender. Okay, gender. Huh? Well, crow, mo, some, home. Okay, now here we can see research, research on gender chromosome. Now here we can see Nettie Maria's sequence on gender chromosomes. Here everything is written on that. And now let's back to the demonstrative stories. Well, what is the purpose of Nettie Maria Stephens? Okay, Nettie Maria Stephens is the symbols that here, well, Nettie Maria Stephens is symbols. The symbols is that we want to Nettie Marias want to change Henry Cable centers from man to women's. On the other hand, what about the points? Now let's see Thomas Hunt. Okay, Thomas Hunt Morgan Nobel Prize on Gender Chromosome. Okay, now here we can see Thomas Hunt Monter's Nobel Prize on Gender Chromosomes is on the works, and here we can see the purpose. The purpose is that now here we biological father can produce several times men than women. Okay, and now here I would show, here I would see Thomas Hunt Morgan's research purpose. Thomas Hunt Morgan's research purpose is that here, if the person's gender chromosome is like XY, he is considered a man, and the chromosome purpose is double X, she is considered as woman. And now here we can see the next points. Gender chromosomes here we can see, and women can contain only X natural ovums. On the other hand, a man can contains X natural sperms X and natural sperms Y. Now, here the according with research on Thomas Hunt Morgan's, Thomas Hunt Morgan's here, the research if a man can release only Y sperm to women's ovum, here 100% chances the person would be a man. Okay, now and Thomas Hunt Morgan's is according with Thomas Hunt Morgan's research, a man can if a man can release 10 natural sperms to women natural ovums, where 9 natural sperm is Y sperms and 1 natural sperms is X sperms. Here we can see 100% chance probability is that here 90% child would be boy and 10% chance would be girls. That means here would be the 10 childs. If out of 10 childs, 9 childs would be boy and 1 child would be girls. But here Thomas, if according to Thomas and Morgan's research, if man can release 10 sperm to women's ovum, where 7 sperm is sperm Y and 3 sperm is sperm X, and here the 100% probability is that out of 10 child, 7 child would be boy and 3 child would be girl. Okay, And this is the points here we can see. Before the combined research of Thomas Hunt Morgans and Nephi Maria Stevens, well, a man could see that, could think that child is came from the Almighty Adonai. Well, and the man was praying and a Jewish prayer to seek baby boy, and the several in the 60 maximum 66% cases, the man could be biological father only of 10 girls, and he has no knowledge about the why he could produce 10 girls. And in the cause of ignorance, the man would divorce or their first wife, then carry the second wife just to get a baby boy. But when he could see only baby girls, he divorced the second wife and married the third wife. It is the circumstance before the uh, research, combined research between Thomas Hunt Morgans and Nephi Maria Stevens. And now, get the results. After Thomas Hunt Morgan's research, you can see now a man know that how can he became the biological father of baby boy. Well, everybody we wants a baby boys because a boy can is the in the family matters, a boy is the angel of the biological fathers, because biological when a boy became born, well, he eats this certain amount of weights, breads that a biological father can purchase. Well, now biology says a boy can eat 6 kilogram breads per month. On the other hand, a girls can eat minimum 360 kilograms bread per month. Now, when a baby boy would be born, a biological father can be pleased because now he can think that he can purchase only 6 kilograms bread only for his baby boy. Well, and it is the reason that why would want the baby boy. That is Thomas Hunt Morgan's research. But now, what is Nephi Maria Stevens' research? Well, Nephi Maria Stevens' research is just like some significant points, and sometimes it is just violations of YouTube, and now I can explain it. Okay, and here we can see. Now we have seen about Thomas Hunt Morgan's here we research, and now here we would notify what is Nefi Maria's research? Now, here we can see Handicapples travels before gender change. Handicapples travels of Israel's to Israel. The departure is London, England, United Kingdom, and arrival is Tel Aviv. Okay, distance is driving distance is 27,000 kilometers. Driving time is 1 second, and half of weight of McLaren car is 1,000 kilograms. On the other hand, well, after gender change, he is thinking that the driving timing would be 386 hours. Okay, and now here we can see here we can see what is the kinetic power. How can a man calculate the kinetic powers, and how can a woman ca- calculate the kinetic powers? Okay. Uh, well, now here you can see. Uh, Now here I will show you. Well, uh, uh, when a baby boy can is born, well, now I would say you repeatedly that what is the next reason that baby boy is the angel of biological fathers. Well, now because baby boy contains kinetic powers, baby boy can calculate what is the kinetic powers between with the measurement of half of weight of car and the travel distance. Well, he cannot calculate the driving timing. He cannot calculate kinetic powers with the measurement of driving timing unless the driving distance is above 300 kilometers. Because when the driving distance is below 300 kilometers, I mean below 30,000 kilometers, or well, a baby boy believe the car can contains velocity of 30,000 kilometer per second, 20,000 kilometer per second, 10,000 kilometers per second, or 60,000 kilometer per second. When a car contains the velocity of 260,000 kilometer per second, then and when the driving distance would be 30,000 kilometers or 28,000 kilometers, then why would we baby boy calculate kinetic power with the measurement of time? Here, definitely the travel time would be 1 second. But sometimes a man can contains the driving time and once calculate kinetic power with the measurement of time if the time would be less than 1 second, where driving distance is 30 kilometers. Hertz. Here and now, let's get the checkpoints. Okay. And here we can see a baby boy calculate the driving distance 27 kilometers, driving timing 1 seconds, and the half of weight of the car would be 1000 kilograms. And now 10 to the power 6 square is 10 to the power 12. Now summation between 3 and 12 is 15e. And here we can see now 27 square is 729. Now with the gates, the points, the kinetic power is 729 billion megawatts. Okay, that is the first choice of baby boy. And that's why, and that is the first choice of baby boy to be automobile engineer. And that's why we biological father loves baby boy, and that is why we biological father wants to produce the more baby boy and less baby girl. Okay, and here we can see and it is the significant moments, and that was the research of Thomas Hunt Morgans. Okay, now here we can see the points. Let's check it. Well, well, now let's see accordance with Maria Stephens. Well, after research, after gender changing, how handicap works. Uh, when handicapable became Hania Kulsum, well, McConnell automobiles engineers, we can say. Well, Hania Kulsum travel of Israel, so you can see 27,000 distances. Departure is London, England, United Kingdom, and the arrival is Tel Aviv, Israel. Well, driving distance is 27,000 kilometers. Velocity is 70 kilometer per hour, and driving timing is 386 hours. Okay. Well, now here we can see. Now let's and here we can differ the research on gender chromosome between Thomas Hunt Morgans and Nettie Maria Stephens. Okay. Now here, let's check it out. Well, now here we can see how baby girls calculate the kinetic powers. Okay. Well, same McLaren cars, the travel distance is same 27,000 kilometers. But now, here is a twist. A baby girl thinks that, well, car's velocity can be not more than 70 kilometer per hour. When the distance is 27,000 kilometers, hence the travel time would be 386 hours. Okay. Now, here we can see that is our calculation points. And now we can see the significant moments as soon as possible. Now let's see about the questions. Okay. 386 divided by 12, because, well, driving time period is 12 hour per day, when the entire day is 24 hours. Okay, that is also that's 30, 32.1666 7 subtract by 32. Well, it will be the 60 minute Okay. Now here we can see the points. Well, now here we can see accordance with the girls, baby girls, if the car, McLaren car would drive 12, 27,000 kilometer, uh, the car can drive only 33 days to complete the driving distance of 27,000 kilometers. That is the baby girl's calculations. Okay, now let's see the baby girl's calculations points. Okay, now here we can see the kinetic power. We know the kinetic power is half of weight of McLaren car multiplied by travel distance squared divided by travel time cube. Okay. Well, and you can see, and here is the points. Travel time is 386 hours. That means 1,389,600 seconds. Well, now here we can see as in calculations, here 20 kilo. If the car is, it doesn't matter. It is 20 kilometer, 7 kilometer, or 27,000 kilometers. Well, we need a measurement of travel time. Because here, accordance with baby girls, travel velocity cannot be more than 70 kilometer per hour. Okay, and here I would say that what is the difference between baby girl and a baby boy? When a baby boy think that a car can contain 27,000 kilometer per seconds. Well, on the other hand, a baby girl our mindset is that car's velocity cannot be more than 70 kilometer per hour. Well, now where is 27,000 kilometer per seconds and where is 70 kilometer per hour? It is and here, unfortunately, my gesture is just like Baphomet devils. Just because to show you the gesture to difference between 27,000 kilometer per seconds and 70 kilometer per hours. Well, the distance is just we cannot measurement. Okay, now here we can see um, travel distance when according to baby girls when velocity is 27 70 kilometer per hours here and when the travel distance is 27,000 kilometers, travel time would be always 386 hours. Okay, now half of weight of McLaren car is 1,000 kilograms. Well, 1,000 kilograms multiplied by well 27 million square meter inter square divided by 386 hour inter cube. Okay. Now here we can see could find 700 Well, here two, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, and here 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. Now here we can see 12 subtract by 6, 4 is 8. Now here something like the subtract points. Well, here we could find that can only 387 kilowatts. Well, it is the measurement. Now, the measurement is not an exact measurement, but you can calculate that it would be lower than the measurement I could calculate. Okay. And here, now let's see the difference. A baby boy wants a McLaren car with the kinetic power of 729 billion megawatts. On the other hand, a baby girl wants a car with a kinetic power only of 378 kilowatts. Well, and here is why Thomas Hunt Morgans are researching that hence that biological father wants more baby boy. Okay, and here we can see here is the purposes when accordance with research of Nephi Maria Stephens, she observes that baby boy wants a car with the velocity of 27,000 kilometers per second, and baby girls want that car only in the velocity of 70 kilometers per hour. And here we can see baby. Here we can see how baby girl and the research purpose of Nephi Maria Stephens is that how baby how can we change the gender of man to expect the velocity of 70 kilometer per hour, because when man would be man, he would not expect the car with the velocity of 70 kilometer per hour. Even he would not expect to contest the automobile engineering skill to develop a car with the velocity of 700 kilometer per hour. The velocity would be definitely 27,000 kilometer per second. Okay. Uh, and it is the points. And here is our research points that how it is going on it. Okay. Now here we can see that what is the difference of kinetic powers between the man automobile engineer versus a women automobile engineers. And here we can see how Nettie Maria Stephens want to change the man's gender. Hence, she is researching the gender on gender chromosome. Well, but what about the research of Thomas Hunt Morgan? Thomas Hunt Morgan's research is that biological father can produce more baby boys because the baby boy according to be the automobile engineer, Baby boys has potentiality to generate a car with the velocity of 27,000 kilometers per second. Okay, and now, well, and now here we can see where is we go. Well, now here we can see the fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 degrees Celsius. And here we can see the weight of fuel artificial solar arc reactor is uh, 7.26 picograms. On the other hand, just for wait a moment, women's favorite fuel is petrol. Petrol costs 1 United States dollars per 1 liters. And here is the cost is petrol of money. Petrol cost total cost for petrols is 6.89 trillion United States dollars. Okay, and here we can see how here we would notify the points. Well, and now here I can share you that why Thomas Hunt Morgan's research on gender chromosomes hints that biological father would produce more baby boys. Okay, now here here disclaimer is that if the biological father is uh, lesbian women, then she contain artificial sperms, then it is the next level of biological science. Okay, we have to discuss it later, but now, and perhaps with the different channels, but now here is just once how we can show it. Well, the third resistance says, the we men are innovative. We men are we men love the innovations. We men love every innovative things we men love. On the other hand, women hates innovations. Okay, women wants that she want to write on this stick to travel stars, moons, and another planets. Well, that is not innovative, as we can see. Women are superstitious. Men are scientific. And here we can see when man can be automobile engineer, he wants artificial. He wants to set the artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 degrees Celsius on a small McLaren car with the half of weight of 1000 kilograms. Point to be noted, here I have said that half of weight. The complete weight is always 2000 kilograms. 7 kilograms of entire car. Well, the man want to say that how we can fit the artificial solar arc reactor as a fuel cylinders, and that is the significant points. Okay, and here how man is works. Okay, and here we can see that is the significant points. Man's love innovations. And here we can see. Now let's see the calculations of artificial solar arc reactor. We know what is the engine capabilities. The engine capability is, well, energy divided kinetic energy divided by thermal energy. Okay. What is the equation of thermal energy? The thermal energy is weight of artificial solar arc reactor multiplied by specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor multiplied by the temperature of artificial solar arc reactor. Okay. Now here we can see as a backup, uh, kinetic energy is 100 times, 1000 times of kinetic powers. Well, now here we can see when the driving distance is something the particulars, but when the driving time is 1 second, we can say kinetic power is kinetic energy when driving timing is 1 second. Here the formula is easy. Okay. Now as a backup kinetic energy is 1000 times kinetic powers. We did not mention times because here driving time is 1 second. Kinetic powers is kinetic energy. Okay. And here is the points. Now we know the engine capability 98%. We know the 1000 times kinetic powers, that is 729 multiplied by 10 to the power 18. Okay, we know here you can see the points. We know the specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor, that is 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. We know the temperatures, that is 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 degrees Celsius, but we do not know that what is the weight of artificial solar arc reactor. Okay, here is a calculation, that is 7.26 picogram. Almost it is 8 picograms. Okay. Now, well, we know the 1 gram is 1 billion nanograms, and 1 nanogram is 1000 picograms. Okay. Now here we can see somebody is would watch a movie of Iron Man. Somebody would watch a movie of Superman, Flash, Batman, and somebody would watch Man in Black sequels. Man in Black 4 is disasters because of containing the women agent. Okay, we'll say it later. Okay, now here we can see, you can see everything is the points. Man is innovative and women hates the innovations. Now, It is the demonstrated stories I have said. Okay. And now here we can see the points. Control S Jindabad. Okay. Well, and now here we can see well Elon Musk, Tesla, electric car. Now here we can see what about the points. Elon Musk Tesla electric car. Okay. Here we can see the points. Tesla, led by Elon Musk, is revolutionizing the automobile industry, and it is the innovative electric vehicles, including the Model S, Model 3, Model X, and the upcoming Model 2 Red Hood. Okay. Well, now here, let's see. It is the image of Tesla car with Elon Musk. Okay. Now here we can see the electric car. Well, now what is the net worth of Elon Musk? Okay. Well, the net of the Elon Musk is almost is 749 billion United States dollars. That means almost 750 billion United States dollars. Okay. Now here you can follow this model in Tesla car. You can be trillionaire. But now here I would show you the well after gender changing how Henry Cavill works as a women automobile engineer. Okay. Here we women say here the fuel is here petrols. Here petrol in the United States market the petrol costs $1 per 1 liters. Okay. Now here how can we can say the points. That is the points I would say. Well, and here we can say I would show you that how women hates innovations. Well, when the we now and now here I am understanding that what why Nephi Maria Stevens is researching on gender chromosome when Nephi Maria Stevens is woman. Okay. And here we can see the points. Nephi well, here petrol and women automobile engineer would use petrol as a fuel of a McLaren car. Okay. The total cost of petrol would be 1 United States dollars per 1 liters. Okay. Here we can see we know what is the capability engine capabilities equation, that is kinetic energy divided by well thermal energy. Okay. Now here we can say half of weight of car multiplied by distances car divided by travel time bracket of travel time square multiplied by well petrol density multiplied by petrol volume multiplied by the specific heat of petrol multiplied by the petrol engines highest temperatures. It is fine, and here we know repeatedly we know the capable engines. What is the capable engines? 9.8 for okay 98%. We know the weight of half of weight of car, that is 1000 kilograms, half of weight of cars. Okay, and here we can see how and as a background we can contents kinetic energy as a 100 times of present kinetic energy. Well, and here the distance is we know 27,000 kilometers. That means 27 million meters. Well, here women lost a car with only with the velocity of 70 kilometer per hour. Hence, we know the this travel time, that is 386 hours. Okay, and here we know the petrol density, that is 0.7778 kilogram per liters. Well, we know the multiplication between petrol specific heat and petrol highest temperature, that is 100. Because petrol specific heat is 2 joule per kilogram per Kelvin, and the highest temperature can be the difference can be 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, but now we do not know that how what is the volume of petrol. Okay, now we have to get the what is the cost or total cost for petrols, and we know the petrol cost is 1 United States dollars per 1 liter. Okay, that means we have to calculate just petrol expenditure money. Okay, and that is surprisingly that is 6.89 trillion United States dollars. Okay, it is the significant points because well uh, in this circumstance of McLaren car, you cannot be consider yourself as a middle class, even you are chief executive officer of McLaren cars. Well, that means the crystal business automobile business loss horse, because here our best automobile engineer Henry Cable changed their gender, and it is the surprising it is the shocking movement that because of Henry Cable changing their gender, his gender, now why my McLaren car has been in the loss. Pause. And now, because of this McLaren car, uh, her engineered by developed by well gender change automobile engineer Henry Cables, yes, who changed their gender. Now our business has been lost, and now it cost double than it costs something more than double than the entire gross domestic products of England. Well, and here is the point Here we can see, and our biological fathers say right, women has no brains because here we can see when Henry Cavill did not change his gender. Well, Henry Cavill's automobile engineering is was profitable for McLaren automobile company. But when changed his gender, now his engineering skill is destroying not only McLaren automobile company but also the gross domestic products of England. Okay, and now here here we can see what we can now here how now I can understand how Nobel Prize Committee reject the Nettie Maria Stephens because here we can see the points. Nettie Maria's because we can see Nettie Maria Stephens want to change the gender of the entire automobile engineer community of the McLaren car to destroy the gross domestic products of England. And here you can say gross domestic products of, and here why Nobel Prize Committee reject the research of Nettie Maria Stephens. But irony is that here our Nabi Sinha respect Nettie Maria Stephens research. That means here, well, when Nettie Maria Stephens could not execute the gender changing mission to destroy the gross domestic products of England, now here, now here we can see our yes, Nabi Sinha took a responsibility to change the gender of automobile engineers to destroy the gross domestic products of England. And now here we can see the points. And it is the dangerous that Nabi Sinha is trying to changing our genders, and Nabi Sinha is trying to changing that what is our gender personality. Well, we have severally said that man loves innovations in automobile vehicles, while women hates innovations. And here we can say, and the theory experiments I have shown you, that is my points that how accepting Nettie Maria Stephens as a researcher on gender chromosome is now a dangerous crime for gender changing. Well, now here we can see every person has been concerned that why my son would change his gender, and there are has been concerned that why my father would change his gender. Well, here we can see. Well, if you can change your gender from man to transgender, it was okay. But now, Nettie Maria Stevens' research on gender chromosome is that we have to change our gender from man to women, and that is the dangerous moments, and that is the dangerous moments that here we can notify uh, that why Nabi Sinha support Maria Stephens, I mean Nettie Maria Stephens. And now it is the more dangerous that we are facing Navi Sinha supporting Nettie Maria Stephens. And now here we can see. Well, now I am shocked that who teach Navi B. Sinha that Nettie Maria Stephens is the real scientist of research of gender chromosome. Who taught Navi Sinha? It is the dangerous moments, and now, biological gender changing is now a dangerous moment, and it is the dangerous for us, the security for dangerous security for a man. Okay, because here we can see now in the handicapable gender changing is only in the demonstrated story. Real-time handicapable is an actor. He is still a man. He is born as a man. But in demonstrated story, handicapable is a McLaren automobile engineer. And now in demonstrated stories, accepting Nettie Maria Stephens as an uh, real scientist to research the gender chromosome, when handicapable can change their gender, his gender, to destroy not only the McLaren automobile company, but also the entire gross domestic product of England. Well, and here we can see how is going on it. But here we can, it is the significant moment. I can be scared that, why Navi Sinha support Nettie Maria Stephens and claiming Nettie Maria Stephens as a real scientist of the gender chromosomes. And you can see the points. And this is the dangerous movements we need to stop. Navi Sinha, and my request is let's comment on every shots of Navi Sinha that well men are real scientists of gender chromosome. You are trying to changing my gender forcefully. You are not accepted. We have to comment, and this is to every shots on of Navi Sinha, because now she is more dangerous woman, and to say in the scientific YouTube community, and that is the dangerous points. Okay, now see you there. Well, even Science Ki Kadira and several real scientific YouTuber to be women, except that, well, Thomas Hunt Morgan is the real scientist to research the gender chromosome. Well, and nowadays, every biological father wants a baby boy. Well, but now Nabi Sinha supporting the Nettie Maria Stephens to help in the research of gender chromosome that only in the purpose to change man's gender forcefully, particularly the change the gender of engineers of McLaren Automobile Company, not only to destroy McLaren Automobile Company, but also the entire gross domestic products of England. And that is more dangerous as we can see. Okay, and now here we can see the points. See you then. Khodafez. Love you.